Yes, relative principles define the same way zeros and ones quantify. Relative principles define life. What you observe is only relative to equal or opposite reactions. The number 0 defines the concepts of the number 1. Ones define zeros. Bigger numbers exist because it was discerned that a unit could be divided among an infinite number of pieces. Bigger numbers exist because it was discerned that a unit could be divided among an infinite number of pieces. These simple premises define life the same way a coder programs a game with all of its relative components. The most successful people are successful because they are hyper-realist. They accept life as it presents itself and allow its relative components help them define who they are. People who are unsuccessful desire to define others as what they think they should be. Both players will literally entangle their energy of creation with bodies of mass that are relative to who they think they are. The strong can only be defined by the relative experience of weakness. Happiness is defined by sadness. A hero can only be defined by an anti-hero or enemy. A mission or journey can only be defined by a spectrum of perceived pain and pleasure. The ebbs and flows of life will always be defined by the words we use to define things and concepts. Pictures in the mind can only be quantified by the outside world of the mind. It ends up using spoken words, vocal vibrations amplified to attempt to describe the final picture. This principle ironically defines whether you will succeed or not. This is because you define your experience with words that become your actions and reactions to life. So, yes, your definitions of self force life to present itself to you as everything else that allows you to define yourself as such. Your sadness defines your happiness because you've been there before. Your wealth is also defined by other people's relative prosperity or poverty. If everyone was special, no one would be. And if everyone was perfect, no one would be. A black dot that is suspended in an infinite white space will become the core of attention. All awareness will center on it and expand it. Haven't you seen the black sky? It is only relevant to the tiny specks of white light that shine through it. Quote, a lamp brought in to be placed under a bushel basket or under a bed, and not to be placed on a lampstand. For there's nothing hidden except to be made visible. Nothing is secret except to come to light. A quote by Jesus Christ. It is your moral obligation to know the light of your being. But it can only be defined by what seems to be an infinite, ubiquitous darkness. In a game, the avatar hero is always persecuted incessantly by the game itself. But isn't the story, the hero's journey, the one thing that is enthralling the most? How can the hero be anything other than a hero if the best teacher, the hero's enemy, does not show up to challenge his definition of self? All quintessential energy in the universe is primed on one direction by the natural forces of the universe. It is chaos and destruction. And like the game, it causes havoc on your life if you decide to stand still. It will erode your life until it literally kills you. This is not hyperbole, but it is a fact of nature. Objective observation of life demands that you adapt and accept that life is a massive cloud of possibility. It demands that you accept that life is an impossible confrontation of entropy, but it is life that sustains itself via consciousness. Your mere observation of it places it in place and adds energy to it. Yes, you give your life. Life. Let me repeat that again. You give your life. Life. Einstein could not connect the fundamental forces to gravity because he failed to realize consciousness creates gravity. The one doing the experiment is the biggest variable. In your life, you are its biggest variable, and you gravitate all experience. Yes, you are a massive black hole taking in the energy of life. And when you have drawn in enough coded definition to yourself, you will explode a quasar of energy, literally recreating your universe. Life will shift to your self-definitions of life to mirror what you believe to be true. You literally are the center of your own universe. Okay, this is the end of this riff. I highly suggest, if you have not already done so, to support this channel by buying this book that is being read to you. Life is a Game, The Quantum Code for Life's Principles for Success, and my previous volume, Blueprint for Immortality, The Quantum Code for Life's Secrets to Success. Also, go ahead and put a like on this video if you feel it is valuable. Also, share this with loved ones, friends, and this will help raise awareness of this kind of life-changing knowledge. So consider that, because what you do for others, you do for yourself. What you fail to do for others, you also fail to do for yourself. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also go ahead and put a comment below if you feel you have any questions, comments, or observations. I certainly love to read that from you. Let me know, what did you like best and what you got out of it, of what you heard today. And don't forget, life is a game, and this is the quantum code for life's principles for success.